Okay, so here it is why you should fear Lord Stewart, or aka Coronzon. So yeah, here we go. I guess a little bit better explanation of maybe the tree, yeah, the abyss and all this. Her ranking, or basically, if anything, I think if I can remember correctly, at Aeon, he was like, really, she's kind of just higher than that, or literally just the top rank. And she just literally just brought it down just because. But yeah, here we go. See how strong she really is. See what she may have been hiding up until like her defeat or something. And overall, this would just be a good refresher for me because I don't know if you guys know, but yeah, those Toaru reactions, I was like looking through them and certain parts with her in it. I'm like, okay, I don't even really understand what's going on here. Yeah, because I still go back and see, like, rewatch that and be like, okay, it's just as simple as this. That's all it is. And plus, that was a while ago when I looked at Toaru. So other than that, I'm gonna just get this started. Hope you guys will enjoy. Make sure you like, subscribe, and yeah, let's just see what Miss Stewart is all about.
Laura Stewart may seem like an innocent Christian girl, but she is far more evil than you could possibly imagine. Behind that smile is someone who enjoys the suffering of lolly nuns and wants the absolute destruction of all things.
Or actually, would this video be made before her defeat
over
in
100 years old and
New
looks
Testament?
like that. What is the dark and chilling true secret behind a certain magical index's mysterious archbishop? Stay to the end to find out. Laura became the archbishop of the Anglican Church in 1909, allegedly not aging a single day since, putting even Tsunade to shame, with everyone around her assuming she was making herself appear young via magic, when that couldn't be further from the truth. Despite Laura's quirky and charming personality on the surface, she slowly gained a ruthless reputation in the church as the leader of Necessarius, the Church of Necessary Evil, a group of Anglican magicians who would eliminate anyone who dared reveal magic to others or any rogue magicians who went against them, which is based upon the real-life witch hunts where in Britain, innocent men and women were brutally murdered due to accusations that they used supernatural powers. Laura demonstrated expert knowledge of torture in her new role, as her helpless victims were sent to the Tower of London to be interrogated and exposed to unimaginable pain. And yet, the Archbishop masked her evil actions with fake kindness and generosity, making it appear as though she wasn't entirely bad after all. Laura would introduce the Index of Prohibited Books to the church, a young girl.
Okay, see, it's definitely a good refresher, I'll say
with
that.
a perfect memory, who would be used as nothing more than a tool. Laura forced Index to read toxic magical books known as grimoires, which would normally destroy the mind. But as the young nun had a perfect memory, she resisted the poison and absorbed the knowledge of over 100,000 books. Style Magnus and Kanzaki Kaori then replaced Index's former guardian, Aureolus Izzard, forming a loving bond and friendship with her as they valued Index as a human being instead of one of the church's greatest assets. Laura, however, deprived Index of her human identity, not even giving her a real name, with her only function being that of a library with forbidden knowledge. Due to the fears that Index could rebel against the church and turn into a magic god using the grimoires, Laura ordered that Index's entire memory be erased to prevent her brain from being overloaded. This was nothing more than a lie, and was simply intended as a way that Laura could keep controlling Index and deprive her of having real human connections. Style and Kanzaki were heartbroken and were deceived into eradicating the memories of their dear friend, all while Index was screaming that she would never, ever forget them. They could not bring themselves to start over their relationship due to the sheer pain and agony it caused them. Laura proved how much of a heartless manipulator she was, and it would take another year before her lie about Index was exposed by Kamijo Toma, who managed to stop her memory from being wiped again in the following year, but was then faced against Index's robotic John's Pen mode, a form which allows Index to access all the magic in her head as a self-defense mechanism that can even be controlled by Laura. The sweet girl was temporarily replaced as John's pen represents Index devoid of all emotion, humanity, and warmth, taking the role of a weapon that will eliminate anything in its way. With Toma nullifying this form, he restored Index as a person and gave her a new identity and purpose in life, away from the church, at the cost of losing all his memories in her place. Laura had the reputation as one of the strongest magicians in the church, comparable with Kanzaki, who can crush mountains with ease. However, Laura was hugely underestimated as she chose not to reveal her mind-blowing true powers. There is a reason why this truck driver did the Joseph Joestar technique of getting
he
the
like,
hell
hold
out
up.
of there when
I
she was
don't know
trying to
about that
hitchhike a
one.
ride. No isekai for you, Laura. In terms of offense, Laura's long-ass Rapunzel hair is actually a weapon, as it can create explosions when it comes into contact with anything else. She also possessed multiple spiritual items or magical weapons, such as Index's controller, which allowed Laura to use and access the grimoires inside the nun, and the legendary sword of Damocles, able to instantly appear inside its victim and manipulate gravity in every direction. But these powers are nothing to the demon lurking within. Literally, Laura Stewart's true identity is the great demon Coronzon, a terrifying high-dimensional entity tied to the occult systems of Kabbalah, Thelema, and Enochian magic. Coronzon usually resides in a void separate from the physical world, known as the Abyss of Sephiroth, located in a metaphysical magical concept known as the Tree of Life that divides humans, angels, and God into ranks. If you're an Evangelion nerd, you probably know what I'm talking about. Coronzon would safeguard the Abyss, known as the Sphere of Da'at, which holds the key to divine knowledge beyond human understanding, highly valuable to any magician. Aleister Crowley, the world's most infamous and greatest magician, attempted to access this knowledge by crossing the Abyss in a ritual known as the 10th Aether. And you do not want to know how the real Aleister did this, as it's disturbing as hell. Do not Google this. Coronzon prevented
Yeah, it got me something to
Aleister's
look up
attempts
after this
and
then.
tried to take
Like,
control of his body to enter the real world.
yeah, you only
She
make
was
people
driven
more
away by
curious by
Aleister's
saying
lover
stuff like
and
that.
associate Victor Neuberg. Despite this, Coronzon still managed to escape into the world disguised as a mere piece of paper, as she had pretended to be summoned by Aleister when in fact she had signed a contract previously with his arch enemy Samuel Mathers in order to bring his foe to ruin. Once this was achieved, she would finally be free to do as she wished, which involved the total reset of the universe as a demon of total dispersion. By the way, if you want to see more upcoming content like this, make sure you subscribe for more future videos. As a great demon, Coronzon is incredibly powerful and deadly to any foolish mortals that dare cross her path. Even if she had to lower her rank on the tree to actually physically exist in our world, which then made her weaker by creating a physical body, as opposed to being stronger in the Abyss, but being unable to do anything away from the void. Kinda like how Gandalf in Lord of the Rings is actually an angelic being in another dimension, but inhabits a physical flesh and blood body when in Middle-earth. That's the best way I can explain it. It's not my fault, it's so goddamn complicated. While she may be weaker, Coronzon can still force out the god tier power at the top of the Tree of Sephiroth all the way down to the surface world in a devastating attack known as Magic Flaming Sword, which is stated to be on par with a lance that shattered the walls of the multiverse itself. Coronzon is so powerful, she cannot be killed by most magic that exists due to her state of existence as a being above aeons, or the eras of humanity that were drafted by Aleister. Since she's a demon, Coronzon can possess other human beings and even objects via the Rapunzel hair or via her invisible influence, even being able to control the corpses of her victims to be used as her puppets. It is said that even her voice can suck out someone's life force out of their body. And no, that's not an innuendo.
Okay.
Her other abilities include being able to create angels made of her own hair, using the 4 pure elements beyond human magic, just like bending fire, water, earth, and air from Avatar, and being able to create walking, talking magical books in humanoid form, and even other demons. What is most impressive though is her plan involving the ceremony of Moa Fair, aka the Apocalyptic Infinity Gauntlet-esque spell of Doom, which will destroy everything in existence. Every single universe, all magical concepts, and even herself, hoping that the universe would eventually reset. Somehow. What an immaculate plan that is. But why did Coronzon want to do this? Simply for being the biggest edgelord ever? For wanting everything to die? Not quite. While Coronzon is a demon and is the epitome of evil, she's not actually evil. Aeon, that's a controversial statement.
After you, yeah, torture, I mean, all of this, like,
others into erasing their friend's memory.
Literally the whole video.
To end the goddamn world. Let me explain. Destruction is Coronzon's nature. She's not a human who is the product of both their environment and surroundings, with the capacity to make good or bad.
So what is this, her purpose or something?
She has purpose for existing and cannot function differently.
Yeah, so that's her purpose.
Like a one-dimensional antagonist who just wants to end everything, except it's not. Coronzon believes what she's doing is the best thing for the world. She believes humanity has corrupted the universe with magic and their immoral behavior, and it is simply her duty to reset it. As that is the natural order of the world. Nothing lasts forever, and everything must come to an end. That is the fate of everything that exists, including herself. Due to this nuanced view of apocalyptic death and rebirth, Coronzon's purpose is pretty much a cynical reflection of life itself. Whether we like it or not, we will all eventually die, and our impact upon the world around us can be harmful, and our only choice to continue is to make babies. And I'm not going to explain that for you. While Coronzon can be cruel, she views human beings as inferior creatures to her. Therefore, she doesn't care if she treats them badly. But what's interesting is how Coronzon deceives others. She enjoys tearing others down psychologically or manipulating them to do her bidding, proving that she does have a twisted mentality that aims to bring out negative emotions and attributes of those around her, as if Coronzon's actions are to affirm humans are as vile and hopeless as she says they are, which would completely justify her own actions. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you check out my other Index Lore videos just like this on
And then that is it for that one. Okay, I mean, if not, yeah, really perfect. You know, that just explained a lot, really. So yeah, there we go with that. And yeah, because literally he's talking about, okay, yeah, torture and all this, you know, she's evil, like the worst kind of person that you want to encounter. But then now he's like, okay, they're not evil. So I'm like, okay, what is it, their purpose? Because that's literally, that's like, yeah, I've seen this before, like that's literally, well, okay, now there may be, yeah, I can't even think of it, who it may be, but yeah, it may be characters, not from Toaru, but other animes or just other fictional stuff. They are, or really even real life, like TV shows or real life in general, but they'll literally be like Coronzon, you know, literally doing all this torture, whatever, and they claim that, yeah, it's like something in their head telling them to do that, or, oh no, it's my purpose, like if I don't do this, then who will? Yeah, it'd be that type of thing. Or like, yeah, Coronzon here is like, yeah, the best course of action, you know, just deleting everything basically. Yeah, I don't know, sometimes I usually don't understand those type of villains. Coronzon, I sort of, but it'd be those type that's just like, okay, let me just delete everything, and then it's like, if you do that, then, you know, what's next? You know, are you still gonna be alive? Like, are you planning to still be here? So what are you gonna do for eternity now or something? Now something like Thanos, that's just like half, you know. So yeah, he just deleted half of it so the other half can understand, like, they are gone and they can fix themselves, so yeah, they won't get taken out, you know. So that can basically, yeah, you can go about that. I actually kind of understand that. That's a wrong way to do it though. Take out half of the world, random, or universe, but still, I wouldn't understand that. Delete everything. But yeah, I instantly knew. I'm like, okay, so what is that? Her purpose? She's just like, okay, this is just, I was born like this, or someone told me to do it like this way. Or if anything, she could have just had a simple conversation with someone and was like, you know what? Yeah, that does sound right. Let me just, do it. Like, I mean, depending on the conversation, but it's like, yeah, let's actually not just take out the corrupt humans. Like, yeah, actually how he was talking about the magic and all that. Let's not just take out them. Let's take out everybody, So, yeah, and I'm not saying that's the case here. I'm just saying, things like that can happen. As simple as a conversation, it's already been on your mind, or probably not even been on your mind. You're just, someone who probably thinks about certain things and tries and maybe fixes the world, or try to think of how to fix the world's issue or something. But yeah, I get it. And then also, good refresher on New Testament, even though most of this I already remember. No, okay, yeah, it was this here. Okay, so it's not that she can go higher than, was it Keter? It was just that she was at a certain rank, and she could have just went higher, but it's just, this physical body, and she could even weaken herself, even way down, and still have these powers, but still at the same time, just that physical body. Yeah, so imagine her, being able to use all this power. I feel like she needs a physical body to contain it all, or else it won't be able to control it. So, it just depends. But, actually, I'm actually going to look this up and see what was it 10/8 Aether, or Alistair, whatever. Like, that's his fault. Don't tell, like I didn't even know nothing about that, but he just mentioned it, so that's his fault. I'm definitely about to look at it. And it took one person to get their memory erased so that the other could keep their memories, or at least in a sense, like, Toma, he got his taken away, so Index could keep hers. I mean, that may not be the full reason, but it's just like, the way how it's gone about. It's like, she gets to keep her memories and Toma gets to keep her safe, but now his get taken away. And there you go about that. So it's like someone's getting their memory taken away. It's just, it depends. It's gonna be you or the other. Gotta be one. But I just ended off here. Hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure you like, subscribe again, and y'all just see you guys in the next one.